What's going on, everybody? This is James Graham, Master Faqs Voice, and this is another Faqs Project review. So today, bringing forth to you that's something that's going to be dropping on October 8th as Oni Press and Spectrevision Radio. The series is aptly named High Strangeness. Now, Spectrevision, which is a podcast driven around director commentary, audio footprints of basically the art of filmmaking built throughout the mind of Daniel Noah, is going to be bringing 5 unique series built around the phenomenon of UFOs and sightings, all built into like little sequences of timelines. Each book is a different decade, starting with 1967, going into 1975 and 1983, so on and so forth. This first book has a couple fan favorites of the Faqs Project, some of my favorite creators. Chris Condon, of course, you know, from Ultimate Wolverine and News from the Fallout, and David Chisholm, who has done Spectrum for Mad Cave Studios, are coming together with Daniel Noah to bring forth High Strangeness, Book 1, which is going to incorporate the story of this phenomenon in true fashion by the act of these mysterious figures that tend to pop up when a cover-up of an alien sighting tends to happen. Now, of course, you know, as of recently, we've come to somewhat of a very vague confirmation that aliens are truly a thing, truly real. And each one of these decades will describe how that particular phenomenon was reported and how it was out there. As a matter of fact, at the end of this first issue is a commentary by podcaster Jim Perry based on how this phenomenon and how these descriptions of these certain timelines, because if you think about it, the first book starts in 1967, right? And it's giving you the storyline of a reporter named Harry Kean, who at that time newspapers and radio and TV were not necessarily in sync. Some of the biggest stories that you would see in newspapers were kind of like National Enquirer about maybe like a UFO sighting or something like that. But he is there going to Indiana, to the farmlands in a small town, to prove that one is a farce. And it all derives from a young lady and her boyfriend who decided to sneak attack possibly an alien to prove that there was a hoax happening in town by alien sightings that were happening in this particular town. All the while, they are visited by 2 mysterious figures also known as the Men in Black. Now, these aren't the Men in Black that you know of, Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith coming after an alien sighting and then wiping everybody's minds free. What happens is an entire town gets taken into some type of mind warp where the Men in Black tend to stay for days on end and disrupt the entire functionality of this entire town. And the way that this is going to go, of course, with the next one going into 1975, each one has a different origin, a different setting. The next one, actually, for some creators that are going to be out there, Zach Thompson is going to be taking over the reins in Book 2. 1975, you may know him from Into the Unbeing and Cemetery Kids Run Rampant. And you'll see like all these creators discuss this phenomenon, or better yet, paint a picture as to what would happen in that timeline, in a particular decade, in a particular setting, when UFOs have been reported. But I see this as an opportunity for almost like this big crossover event with a lot of creators in the comic book industry, all taken into the wild of a lot of people that are very uniquely sound in creating sci-fi and creating that genre into what it is in comic books. And I feel like Oni Press definitely has something on their hands. As of course, this is New York Comic Con week, and they are going to be having within their booth a big soiree of, I guess, a smorgasbord of creators that are going to be creating this series. So if you're around New York Comic Con at that time, please stop by and visit, because they're probably going to have Chris Condon there and Zach Thompson talking about this particular event and this story in fashion. But we will see you here next time, and we'll be talking about it more on the channel.